James Harden was traded to the LA Clippers recently, and they haven't been as good as we thought they would be. It was supposed to be a game changer, a move that would keep their place as championship contenders, but instead it's turned into a disaster. Ever since the trade, the Clippers have been terrible. They can't find their rhythm, their chemistry is off, and their team is embarrassing. After every loss, the Clippers regret more and more over making the Harden trade, and it's not hard to see why. When he got traded there, the Clippers were expecting him to be their missing piece, the player that would take him to the next level, but instead, it seems like he's had the opposite effect. Players from the Clippers are shooting much worse since the James Harden trade. Russell Westbrook is one of the league's most disrespected players, but he was hooping before James Harden got there. He was shooting 52% from the field and 39% from 3. For someone called a bad shooter, those are pretty good numbers. When Harden got there, those numbers dropped to 42% from the field and 22% from 3. Obviously, James Harden himself isn't the reason why Russ is missing so much, but he is indirectly the reason why. Harden brings so much mental pressure and chemistry issues that makes them miss more. All of these problems and losses makes you think if they would even do the trade in the first place. But they had to. They were forced into that trade when they traded inside him for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. If you didn't know, Paul George was traded from the stacked Thunder team to the Clippers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and so many picks. Giving up all those assets to pair him with Kawhi Leonard forced him to be a contender. They haven't been anywhere as a team, only a conference finals appearance in the playoffs. I think they saw other teams make moves, and because of that, they made the Harden trade. Trading for James Harden was a panic move to try and create a super team to battle with the best of the Western Conference. But with the new CBA, it's going to be hard to build an actual super team with a good bench. The Denver Nuggets are the perfect example of a well-rounded championship roster. They have a superstar Nikola Jokic, a great number 2 and number 3 option in Jamal Murray and MPJ, and they made smart trades to get great role players like Aaron Gordon and KCP. Think about all the recent super teams in the league. The 2022 Lakers with LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook are a great example of a failed super team. The Lakers won the championship in the 2020 bubble with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and great role players around them. They lost in the first round the next season, and they panicked. Other teams started to pass them up, so they packed up on talent and traded for Russell Westbrook. They went on to miss the playoffs that season, and Westbrook was blamed for the team's failure. The 2021 Brooklyn Nets are another failed super team. They traded lots of solid role players and picks to get James Harden, just to lose in the second round to the eventual champions, Milwaukee Bucks. As we can see, super teams don't always work out, and the Clippers just made a panic move to try and pack up on talent, and the result is they have been struggling with Harden so far. But the Clippers could still make this trade into a positive, but James Harden will have to compromise with two things to try and keep the Clippers' championship hopes alive. First, he will have to compromise into being a better off-ball player. This will obviously be a challenge since he is such a ball-dominant player, but that's the problem with having 4 ball-dominant players on one team. He has the tools to be such a great off-ball player. His catch-and-shoot opportunities and random cuts to the basket could really help the Clippers' offense skyrocket. Secondly, James Harden needs to buy in on the defensive end. It's probably not going to happen, but if he has less offensive responsibilities, he could put in more effort on the defensive end. He's surrounded with some great defenders like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Terrence Mann, and others, so he has some help on the defensive end. If you're like me and you like to watch basketball videos, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers soon, and I can't do it without you guys.